Welcome to Freedom After 40, the show for Gen Xers ready to create income online, escape the 9 to 5, travel the world, and live life on your terms. Here's your host, Orville J. Parker, aka Coach. Not a guru, just a fellow Gen Xer, a few steps ahead, who guides you through the mindset shifts, money moves, and digital strategies that helped him leave the grind behind and start living free. If you're tired of feeling stuck and know there's more life to live, this show is your roadmap to building the second half comeback you deserve. Let's create, escape, travel, and live.
Hey, what's up? What's up? How you guys doing today? This your man Orville J. Parker. All right, Orville J. Parker. I used to call myself Orville the Great. Man, I don't know. People used to look at me like I was crazy. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You know, I am great. You know, we all should celebrate our greatness, you know. A lot of people thought I was being, gets arrogant or vain, and I was just declaring over myself who I was, man. How you gonna tell me I'm not great, man? Really think about that. How is anybody gonna tell you that you're not great? If you're great, you're great, you know. And greatness is doing all the little things with excellence, man. That's what you want to do. All right, guys. So welcome to today's show. If you're a first-time viewer, I want to thank you for stopping by, rocking with your guy. If you are a loyal viewer, you know, I wanna kind of do this to you. Right. You know, I keep forgetting that I got all these little noises that I can make, like this right here. I got to start having reasons for hitting those, man. But nah, if you're a loyal viewer, I want to thank you for stopping by the show and continuing with your support. One of the things, man, when you're producing content, and I don't know because other people have different experiences. But you know, when you produce content, when you're first starting or when you're trying to establish yourself, you know, you might go a long time without having a lot of engagement. Okay. Now some people don't. Some people have instant engagement because their network, their friend base and stuff is really dialed in. But then others, man, struggle. Like when I look at me creating content, um, I I struggle. And it's not because I don't believe people don't resonate with my content. I just believe that I'm so sporadic, you know, you know, I'll make so many episodes and I'll stop for a long time, then I'll do something else, stop for a long time. And people don't get a chance of being able to dial in to my content. And so that's my fault. So as I'm moving forward on things, one of the things I'm gonna try to really focus on is just continue, right? Be consistent. Do that. But then I got to get in. Like I got a YouTube channel that I have about 260 something, 270 something subscribers. Again, I've never reached, I think the highest I reached on YouTube was like 550 subscribers on one of my channels. Never reached higher because I never sat down and did the things that you have to do on YouTube, such as thumbnails, good titles, good descriptions. I never did that. I just used it as a dump to put my content. All right. And when you go back and look over my social media, man, that has been the recurring theme and story about how I approach social media. And where you have other people, they get here, man, they jump on social media. They're very authentic. First of all, with their content, they're being themselves, they're real, and they put a lot of content out there. And that's something that I'm going to be working on this year. And it's crazy because I know what to do, and then I have access to information that would tell me what to do that I don't already know what to do. But the whole point with me in social media, I done had this love and hate relationship with it, right? And so now that I'm getting ready to move into this next season of my life and in my business and stuff, I am going to be focusing on getting my social media game up because I'm going to be focusing on getting my content game up. And I've done some things to prepare. Like I said, I kind of got, I've got software, I've got training, I know what to do, I got the skill set to do it. I've invested in a few things that's going to help me do it. I have a good space here, a good creative space for me to be able to create the kind of content that I want to create and bring to the world around what I'm doing. And another thing is that my business now, the business that I run, Modern Frontier Publishing, it allows me to be able to do a lot of cool things that I love doing around content and social media. So I get to go in and learn, or I get to turn around and teach. And then I get to be creative by taking what I learn and teach and then packaging that into products and then testing that out there. And so it affords me the ability of having this ecosystem or this flywheel that I get to do a lot of cool things. And then when it comes to social, I get to communicate a lot if I want to. If I get to have those questions. Like right now, I've been for the last 2 years, guys. Believe it or not, I've been going live. I've been fisting to go live on TikTok consistently, and I'm just now to a point to where I've committed to do this. And it took me. I ain't gonna lie. I sat there and watched for a year and something. Watched other people got on lives and just spent a lot of time watching what they were doing. And I finally figured out, all right, I finally figured out how I wanted to do this and how I was going to approach this in a way to where it made sense to me. Okay. And so now I have a daily show that I'm going to be doing. And I supposed to did this at the beginning of the year. I got a daily show that I'm going to be doing. And I'm gonna be jumping on 3 times a day for an hour and a half in the morning, hour and a half in the afternoon, hour and a half later at night, so I can just hit the different demographics and different people that get on. And I'm going to be doing a combination of teaching, sharing, and then just really doing just open conversation with whatever my room want to talk about. And I'm really excited about it because, man, TikTok is a different beast, man. You can go live on YouTube and things like that, but I don't believe there's anything that gives you the potential of what TT does. I'm gonna call it TT so Facebook won't be messing with me here. I'm gonna call it TT, but TikTok gives you so much reach, man, um, and Instagram Live, things like that. And so, with this software that I'm using right here now to do this broadcast, this is a third party software called Ecamm Live. And I'm gonna kind of go over and show it to you guys, and then we'll finish. I'm gonna start doing this more, taking you guys over so you can see kind of what I'm talking about. I just won't say it. All right. So you guys are over at Ecamm Live now. Right off the bat, in order to use this software, you have to be on a Mac. Okay. But if you come over here, this is what I call sexy software, man. It's some really, really nice software that allows me to do a lot of things. Like I could do different scenes, I could have different camera angles. I could do everything from my webcam to my DSLR hooked to this. I could do presentations. You could do a lot of cool things with it. And then they have a really good, robust community around it. And so you can come over here, you can watch a lot of creative videos, things like that. They have a blog that you can actually tap into where you can go on here, man, and you could just learn. You can go to their YouTube channel, do the same thing. And it's just really good. Pricing. I pay for, let me see which one I got. I think I pay for the Pro. Let me go back here. I can tell when I look at it. Yeah, I can't even remember which one I pay for. Uh, yeah, I think I pay Pro. It might be standard, okay, but I think I pay Pro. Yeah, I think I pay Pro. Yeah, I think I do Pro. And yeah, but it's real good, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you could do some really, really cool things with it. Like, let's say, for instance, like if I wanted to talk to you guys about the value ladder. So I would put this up, and then I can go through and I can talk to you guys about the value ladder. All right. Now, if I want to go back and talk to you guys about a contentpreneur, someone who builds a business with around content, I could do that. And I could set up different scenes too where I do like split screen. Like here's an example of it here. All right. So I could do something like this when I'm teaching and talking, and I could share with you guys my screen so I can talk and do presentations and stuff like that. And I could do that with that. I could jump back into talking about talent stacks. All right. You can do that, and then I can go back into where we just came from. So you could do all these different scenes, just like if you're doing real live broadcast. Um, and guys, when I say now when I look at things totally different than what I used to. All right, because what I just showed you guys was a multi-million dollar piece of software that you can get for like $20 a month, and it would allow you to get on here and to do what you need to do. All right, for your brand and for social media. And I'm gonna kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. If you look over, let me see if I'm from a point right this time. If you look over here, you guys will see uh, my overlay. All right. And that overlay allows for me to be able to dial my brand in. Okay. So we notice it's the Freedom After 40 podcast. Okay. Now, if I did this here, I can go to a full screen thing. Okay. But this over here allows me to build my brand. Okay. By putting my overlay on there, where it's on there enough to where you see it, but it's not overpowering. Right. But since with this software allows for me to be able to record and stream at the same time. So what I do is I jump on live. I go live on 2 Facebook accounts and 2 YouTube accounts, and soon that's going to be Instagram. It's going to be Twitch, and I'll be doing the same thing on TikTok. Keep hitting my mic. I'll be doing the same thing on TikTok. All right, I'll be doing the same thing on TikTok, and I'll be going live every day. But what I love about it is that it has everything built into it for me to communicate what I want to communicate. So I have the branding, and I have distribution because, like I say, I can go live and it's being distributed to all my different platforms. I don't have to individually upload content to each one of those sites. It just automatically goes there. Okay. And then I can also do advanced communication. We talked about all the things that I can do with the screen to be able to communicate. Okay. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And that's gonna kind of roll me into what we're going to be talking about today. Um, and how can I say this? You know, when I look at the landscape out here, and you guys, I'm speaking to you mostly Gen X's, and if you guys are really wondering what Freedom After 40 is, it's a platform and it's a show and a movement that I'm doing for Generation Xers. All right. And what it does is it's set up to show Gen Xers how to go out here and how to take the tools, the information, and the knowledge out here and how to architect, all right, a life that they want to live at this particular moment in their lives. Things that I used to want to do and could do at the age of 30 is totally different at the age of 50. What I see for my future is different at the age of 54 than it was at 34. Okay. And a lot of times I think that we settle in life or we don't prepare in life and we don't do in life because we don't have clarity at first. We don't understand what it is that we're looking at, thinking, wanting. All right. But then we don't know how to connect the dots to get there. It's the concept of the bridge. I have where I'm at and I have where I want to go. But now that middle part is what's messy. That middle part is what's hard, right? And so one of the things I've been priding myself on for years is just really building up the skill set of being able to look at something and get a clear picture of what it is. And then being able to figure out how to create a bridge from where I'm at to where I want to go. And it took me a while to really get the skill set. But and now, I think I operate at a good level on this. And so here at Freedom at 40, that's one of the things I want to do is I want to come And I want to expose Generation X to options. I want to expose Generation X to ideals, and show them that you can go out here and you can architect or create the foundation for a new life, right? You can rewire is what we call it. Okay, you can rewire, and that allows you to be able to escape a couple things in your life. Some of you guys are trying to escape your 9 to 5. Your time has been mortgaged for years. You want to take back control of your time. Some of you guys just want freedom, man. You want freedom to get out and do what it is that you want to do. Some of you guys want to escape the confinements of living in one location, man. You want to travel. You want to do different things. And so that's what we teach you here at Freedom After 40. So we show you how to create, escape, travel, and live. And Freedom After 40 is brought to you by my publishing company, Modern Frontier Publishing, where there we create and publish micro guides that teach Generation Xers how to go out and do things that they want to do or need to do. Like we get off into entrepreneurship. We talk about preparedness, self-reliance, a lot of cool titles and guides coming down the pipeline. And so this show is just an extension of the brand. And it gives me a platform to be able to share some of these things that I'm thinking and some of these ideals that I'm working hard at bringing forth and birthing for my Gen X crowd. So it is a cool thing. Let's go ahead and do this right here for that. I want to start playing with these more. Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to be talking about today. All right. So as I'm sitting here like over the last couple of days, guys, one of the things let me start here. One of the things I talk about a lot is that I'm very impressed with how much productivity I get done in my company now when it comes to creating my guides and just everything, man. When it comes to product development, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to future casting, everything. I'm looking at my business and stuff, and I'm like, man, I really need to get more organized because right now I could just run. I can go fast, but I can go thorough, right? But what I feel right now, my bottleneck is just organizing things, getting everything organized. Um, on my desktop, in my workflows, in my processes and stuff. And I believe that once I get everything organized, what I think is good right now, my ceiling is going to become my floor in a sense. And when I tell you guys that with technology, all right, with the internet, with the level of software we have access to at the minuscule cost that we have, with AI, and just with how we've seen disruptions take place all over, that there is no reason why any of us can't get out and think of an idea and launch that idea and execute that idea. The only thing is us. We hold ourselves back because we can't say we don't have knowledge, we don't have information, we don't have tools, we don't have resources, we don't have market. Literally today, with your average cell phone, your smartphone, tablet, laptop, computer, webcam, mic, setup, you can go out there and you could do anything and everything. There is certain people that are doing shows like this. All right, they're putting together podcasts and they're starting to create content, and they are distributing that content online, and they're putting their heads down and they're working on that, and they're taking that podcast and they're turning it into media empires, right? Um, you can do that. You can do it. And when I tell you guys, there are so many ways that you can monetize the internet and technology and just social media today that is crazy. And yeah, and so that's what I want to talk to you guys about. I want to talk to you guys about moving past the excuses and just getting out there and getting that idea launched. I mean, getting it done. One of the things I pride myself on. Hold on, guys. I'm a multitask here. One of the things I pride myself on in life and in business, and it's something that I figured out a while back, and it's really helping me now, and it's almost becoming my superpower, and that's taking imperfect action. In an ideal world, we always would love to take perfect action. We would love to be able to get in, do our research, properly plan, execute that plan, get things set up the right way, then launch whatever it is that we're doing out there to the world, and then keep it moving. All right. But the thing is, a lot of times, man, as entrepreneurs, we have a weird brain, man. I know I do. And as I talk to other entrepreneurs and listen to other entrepreneurs, I see that same thing. We have a very creative, a very driven brain that pushes us to take action, right? And there's a difference between a person that constantly just thinks about doing something and then a person that does something. So, what I'm talking to and speaking to right now is the action takers. Most entrepreneurs, man, we're going to figure out a way to get that idea out to the world, to get it out of our head and put it out in the world. And as an entrepreneur, you want to do this. You want to do all the proper planning and stuff, but you don't want to do that to the detriment of you getting started, right? You definitely want to get started because wealth and success love speed. And I think a lot of times we get mixed up on what's foundational work and what's above ground work. See, I believe that in the world we live at right now, we don't have the luxury of waiting too long to execute. Because I think that our right now, with everything that I just said, that it puts us in a very unique, exciting, but a very competitive landscape. That when you think of something, man, you got to get it out there. And if you wanna be able to see what this really looks like, man, start spending some time in the software and in the development space and watch how they do things, watch how they have to do things over there to be able to get product out. And in software world, they call it ship. All right, to be able to ship. Okay, they have to do things that to traditional minds will look unconventional, will look wrong, but that's how they're able to move at the speed of light. Okay, and they really built their business off of taking imperfect action and just really putting what they call a minimum viable product out in the marketplace and just testing it, and then they refine. And by them putting it out there, that's like a beta test. They let people use it, interact with it, and give them feedback, and then they make their adjustments as they go. And then they just keep running with this breakneck pace at improving and shipping. All right. And so, what I want to challenge you as a would be entrepreneur, I know a lot of you guys out there, you've been sitting, and I'm speaking to my Gen Xers, all right, 40 and above. You guys been sitting out there, and it's two things that you've been doing. One is you guys have been working the majority of your life building somebody else's ideal, all right, building somebody else's dream and working inside the confines of somebody else's structure and somebody else's plan. And you've been telling yourself that, man, one day I want to get out there and one day I want to do my thing. I want to take this ideal that I have and I want to put it together and I want to take it to the world. All right. I want to be able to own my creativity. I want to be able to own my financial reality. I want to be able to own my time. I want to get out there. But the thing that stops a lot of people is it's a lot of things. The unknown, fear. All right. What if I don't know how to do this, or what if I don't have this, and people are so scared of crashing and burning, failing, not doing something right. Okay, and I believe that this falls back to how people are looking at things. See, I look at everything as stages, right? As part of the process. Okay. So, one of my models is I'm always learning. I don't care what it is that I'm doing. When I get up every day, I'm always learning. I'm a student of life. I'm a student of the game. I'm a student of business. So, when I take my actions throughout the day, even when I think my thoughts and take my actions, I am auditing everything that I'm thinking, right? And I approach it from a student level. So I say, okay, today I'm gonna get up and this is what I'm gonna think and this is what I'm gonna do. And then I'll watch what I think and what I do. And then I get feedback from my day. And then I say, okay, what does that mean to me? Okay, what did I do? What I didn't do? What can I learn from this? How can I change this for tomorrow? And I do that on a day by day basis. And one of the things that I've also learned to do is that each day that I get up, I say, okay, how can I take some action? How can I do something in this particular area that's going to move me closer to my ultimate outcome that I want, my ultimate goal? And then I take action. Now, the thing that I've learned, and this is what I learned, man, at this job that I was at the last time I was at this job for almost 11 years. We had this super hyper stressful, challenging environment that we worked in every day. And as a supervisor, I had to learn how to deal with uncertainty. I had to learn how to deal with a lot of things going wrong. I had to be able to gather the data that I need, make a decision, and then bring my resources together, and then push forward on that decision, knowing that it could be right or wrong, and that I was going to be held accountable for that, or that could create other problems or other issues. And after doing that for so long, so many years, it built up a muscle to where now I understand that life and success is all about motion. All right. It's all about movement. And a lot of times for you to be successful out there or for you to do what you need to do, you can't be so caught up in everything being right, everything being just the way you want it. You have to lean into the ideal of taking imperfect action. Okay, I need to do this thing right here. Here's an example. I need to do this thing right here. I want to do. So I go out and do my research. I figure out, okay, what this looks like, what I'm going to need. And then I do an assessment as I'm gathering the resource. And I say, okay, well, look, I wanted to have 100% of what I needed, but I don't have the luxury that right now I got 50%. And so now do I stop and don't do it? Or do I do it with the 50% and then get into motion? And as I'm going, hopefully I will be able to gather and acquire that other 50%. And that literally is a visual of the two types of people that you have in the world. And the thing that I would ask you, though, just like I would ask myself, why can't I take action without 100%? What is the downside to it? All right. What is the downside? And see, a lot of people are really, really worried about looking good. Okay. And this is the thing that I learned over the years. I'm really, really worried about being effective. I'm really, really worried about getting things done. And so, as an entrepreneur or a would be entrepreneur, somebody who's wanting to be an entrepreneur, I think one of the first things you need to come to grips with is that you are going to have to learn how to be an action taker, all right, to launch, to do that thing, get that thing done. If you have everything you need, or if you have 10% of what you need, all right, you as an individual have to be in motion. You have to be in motion. You have to be in it. I'm the kind of person shoot first, correct second, course correct. And that allows for me to be able to move and do a lot of things a lot of people wouldn't do because they wouldn't put themselves out there. Like one of the things I like to do is do what we call a public announcement. Tell people what I'm gonna do. Hey guys, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm building here. All right. And this is what I'm planning on doing with this. And this is when I'm gonna put it out there. Now, a lot of people, man, they will not do that. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't say it, and then they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't. Why? Because they're so scared of failure. They're so scared of being imperfect. And see, what I learned is that I can beat a lot of people. I can get in position for a lot of opportunity if I was willing to do that. If I was willing to be that type of person, right? And a lot of people are not. A lot of people are not. And what I'm gonna challenge you guys on as you're looking at your life, as you're thinking about that thing that you want to do, the first thing I'm gonna ask you is why haven't you done it? Why haven't you launched that idea? Why haven't you launched that new life? Why haven't you launched that new life in that new location? Why haven't you launched that career change? Why haven't you launched that new business? Why haven't you launched that new product, that new service that you've been walking around telling yourself that you're going to do? Why haven't you? And then what you need to ask yourself is, what would it take for me to do it? Okay. And a lot of times it don't take nothing for you to do it. You know, one of the coolest things that I do, and I don't intentionally look for it, but it always seems to find me on one of my social media feeds. I love watching videos from third world countries where these people figure out how to do things that we think is crazy. Like I was watching I was watching this dude the other day. They were in like Cambodia or somewhere. And when I say literally, they was riding a scooter and they had the whole family on the doggone scooter. I'm like, what? What? I seen the guy yesterday, man. I seen the guy yesterday, and it was the craziest thing. It was another one of them countries, man. It looked like they was about to go fishing, right? So the first couple of guys came riding on the scooter thing, right? And they were going down this hill. Okay. Then here comes this other young man, and he got a boat. When I tell you he got a boat, he's got it positioned like sideways on his scooter, and he's carrying look like a one of them aluminum boats, all right, one of them fishing boats on his scooter, and he's got it. Yeah, yeah. I just seen some crazy stuff, man. I was watching this one guy, and he was on. I can't remember what it was. It was like some kind of scooter thing, man. But when I tell you this brother had some strong legs because he had his gal sitting on his shoulders. She had a helmet on, he had a helmet on. And they was riding like, yeah. I've seen some crazy stuff, man. I've watched videos of individuals that have improvised and been very innovative on building what they couldn't obtain, but what they needed, right? And then when you think about the average person, man, especially here in America, man, we have so many excuses on why we can't get something done. I'm like, don't tell me why you can't get it done. How about you try to convince me on why you can get it done? And that's why when I look at the internet, man, I say the internet to me is that great force multiplier, man. It's that thing that allows you to be able to get out there and do what you tell yourself you can't do, what other people tell you can't do. And you're able to do it because it eliminates all the bottlenecks and all the stop points. You become the bottleneck and the stop point online because all things that used to stop you can't stop you anymore. Hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna pause this for a second. Yeah, so this internet, man, it's a bad thing, man. When I say bad, I mean good. And you know, it's it's crazy, man. It's crazy because you remember I was telling you guys at the beginning of the broadcast that I needed to get more organized so that way I could actually tap into the potential that I have in front of me. You know, when I we're working on a course right now around showing business owners, but we're writing it from two different perspectives. So we're writing it from the business owner perspective, but then we're writing it also from the consultant perspective. So what I mean by that is we're writing a course to show business owners how to get in and tap into hidden assets in their business. And this is based off of various strategies that have been working out here in the marketplace for years. And it's a really, really cool um, guide that we put together. And the way that we're doing it is that if you're a business owner, you can read it and you can say, all right, so now we're talking about, let's say we're talking about database management. All right, I have an email list and I haven't done anything with that list. And so let me look at this and let me identify what I should have been doing, what I haven't done, and where all these hidden assets are in this. And then let me figure out a way to tap into these hidden assets. And we walk you through and show you all that, right? But then up under there, we'll say, okay, consultant's view. So if you're a consultant, this is what you would be looking at and asking to fix these or to maximize or to leverage this right here. So what it's doing is it's a very unique way of doing a guide to where we're giving 2 points of views. And so anybody reading this is going to be able to look at it and say, okay, well, I have a different way of looking at this now because I saw it from if I was the consumer, if I was the person, the business that had these hidden assets. But then I also saw it from the consultant level. If I was the person to come in and fix that issue and help me leverage those assets. And it gives a different perspective and a complete picture. But when I tell you guys that when we started that wasn't our plan. That wasn't our goal to go that direction with that particular manual. And when we started that ideal was started by me going to my team and say, look, I've been following Jay Abrams, and this is one of the top business consultants out there, and he has a lot of methods that he used to uncover hidden assets and to help his clients. And he's been making books and courses and podcasts. It's just sharing these for years. And so I told my team, I say, look, I want to create a guide that will go in and will use a lot of his methods to show a business owner how to use a lot of his methods to be able to improve their businesses. And so we started working on that guide, and we got that one finished, right? And and then over my years, because at one time, guys, I was working and studying hard to become a business growth consultant. So over those years, I have been exposed to a lot of very talented individuals in the space. And so I had another one that it was a very this lady is known out here, but she had created this wrote this book, man, it was a beautiful book, man. And I have a copy of it, and it's not in its best form. But when I tell you that book was of gold, full of gold, when it came to ideals on optimization of a business. And so I went to my team. I said, "Look, guys, we did this over here where we went in, we looked at the strategies that Jay was using, and we extracted frameworks and added our own to it to where we can communicate that to a business. All right. And guys, the way we do this is we don't steal this person's ideals, intellectual property, nothing like that. We just look for the general. And we'll take the general and then we'll work with the general. Okay. And a lot of times when you're looking at people's modalities and stuff, they're just pulling it from other things and they just organize it in a unique way. And so that's kind of like what we did. And so when we did that, I went to my staff and said, "Hey guys," and I'm not gonna tell you guys the name of this person because this is like a secret weapon. I said, "Okay," I was checking out um, one of her books, and this book was boom. And I said, "Are you familiar with it?" And they said, "Yeah, yeah, we were familiar with it." And I said, "Okay," I said, "What I want to do is I want to go through and I want to look at everything she taught, and then I want us to be able to extract the general, the things out of what she taught that's general knowledge out here. And then I want us to organize it in a way to where we can put what we know with it and we can create this guide that would help any business get in there in depth and look for profit maximizers in their business off of hidden assets." And when I tell you guys what we put together is insane, it's crazy. And it's literally the guide that I would want or would have wanted if I was still trying to move into being a consultant for small businesses. I would have grabbed that guide. And so as we're going through it, I'm looking at it and I'm just being wild because the way I have my guides created, um, they are made in modules and chapters. So as they're being done or as they're done, I'm reading them and I'm saying, "Yeah, I like this. I don't like this. Can we change or can we expand on this?" Okay. And guys, when I tell you that I'm loving this guy, right? I'm loving it. So here, sometime this morning, we're probably done with it by, I would say we'll probably be done with everything, and I have everything converted over into a ebook by probably about 11 this morning. Okay, and that ebook will go live on Modern Frontier Publishing, and yeah, and now that's one of two, three, I think one of four that we've completed over the past 4 days. So we're averaging like one a day. Now, when I say we're averaging, we're building out full guides, um, 40 pages to 100 pages of fleshed out information, organized, put together, cover made, everything. All right. And that's all intellectual property, guys. So we're going from start to finish in a day on major guides. And every time we do that, guys, we launch a new asset, a new income stream into my publishing company's um, portfolio. Really, really think about that. I am able to launch a new ebook, a new guide every single day. All right. And I'm talking, I'm not talking about things that look bad. I'm talking about really, really nice, put together guides that people will pay me 50, 75, $100 for per one. Speed to launch, speed to production, guys. That's what I want you guys to focus on moving into the end of the year to 2000. I want you to stop talking about it. I want you to stop trying to figure out the 150 things that you need to do to put something out in the world. What I want you to do instead is I want you to come up with an idea and I want you to say, okay, what is the minimum? And in the software world, they call it minimum viable product. What is the minimum thing that I can do and put out here that I can validate my ideal and make sure that people even want to buy it before I go through this whole hoopla process of doing it? And you do that. And I think sometimes some people don't even, like if they're creating a product, they don't even create the product. They'll create the sales page. Then they'll create some content talking about the product and they'll put it out there. Now, sometimes they might even make the sales page live and they'll tell people this is pre order. All right. And by you signing up for pre order, we're going to give you so many bonuses. And what that allows them to do is to take their ideal to the marketplace and validate it. Okay. But it also allows for them to take imperfect action, to get out there and to launch some form of that idea. As an entrepreneur, we have so many ideas, so many things. Hey, we can make this, we could do this, I can do this, but then we don't do it. So one of the things I'm gonna challenge you guys on, if this is you, if I'm speaking right to your soul and to your heart, because this is you, I want you to stop doing it. Okay, I want you to stop doing it. Let me smack it. Pat, 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 pat. I want you to stop doing it. All right. What I want you to do is I want you to adopt a different way of doing things. I want you to start trying to say, okay, if I come up with an idea, if I come up with a thought that I want to do something, I'm gonna get it done. I'm just gonna jump into it and get it done. And I'm at least going to get in motion with it. Now, if you're talking about a product or service business, I get it done. You have an idea for a business, man? Go register a domain name. It costs you $10, $20, whatever.com. All right. Create you a one-page website. All right. Go out there, put a visual together so you can see it. Okay. If it's a product, man, make a product. Like honestly, if I was creating information, and this is how I do it, and this is how I got started with being able to create like I'm creating. I started with coming up with an idea, and then I started training my AI to create what I call a framework. All right. And I'm gonna kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. Here, I'm gonna take you my social media and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about because that's what I do, man. I'm a good guy. I like to show you guys visuals of it. We're gonna go to my Facebook page here in a minute. Give me a minute. Let me pull some stuff up. And then I'm gonna show you exactly how I started and how I do this. And I gotta find one that meets this criteria, and most of them do, because this is how I do a lot of my Facebook posts when I'm doing things. All right, give me a minute, guys. Gotta scroll through, guys. I put up a lot of content, man. If you guys go over to orvillejparker.com, that's going to take you over to my Facebook profile. I use it like a blog, man. And if you go over there, man, you're going to see the level of content that this brother puts out. I put out a lot of content, right? Put a lot of content. So give me a minute. I'm going through it, and I'm trying to get back to one of these posts that I did so I can kind of show you what frameworks look like. All right. All right. All right. All right. Bear with me. I have a lot of videos, a lot of stuff. Let me see. I'm trying to find one that's not a promotional. I guess I could have showed you off this one. I've got a couple of them I could probably show you off of. Man, I got a lot of content. You guys know that, man? Okay, here's one here. Good. Here's one here. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this up. I had a lot of them. All right, but I wanted to kind of get you guys the best example of what I was talking about. Okay, so we're on my Facebook page. Okay, so if you guys see here, this is the hook or the title: How to Lose Weight and Build Endurance Using Local Parks. Okay, so what we did was we went in and we created what we call a post or a micro framework to show you how to do something. All right. So here it says how to lose weight and build endurance using local parts. You don't need a gym membership to get fit. You just need a plan and a few good parts. Here's a simple 90-day framework anybody can follow. Step 1, find your parts. Search online for state parks near me or local trails plus your city. Make a list of 5 to 10 nearby parks or nature areas. Each one becomes a training ground for your transformation. Step 2, visit and map them. Spend a weekend visiting a few parks. Use your phone's map app to measure trail distance and elevation. Take photos, explore the scenery, and pick your favorites. Step 3, create your walking plan. Start with 3 days per week for 30 to 45 minutes. Gradually increase time, distance, or difficulty each walk. Aim to walk every trail on your list by the end of 90 days. Okay, did you hear that? Aim to walk every trail on your list by the end of 90 days. So what that tells me is right there, I can build out a challenge, a 90-day challenge. All right, that has an accountability group, all that kind of stuff with this. Okay. Step 4, document everything. Track your distance, time, and energy levels in a simple notebook or app. Post a weekly progress photo or share short updates online. It's about building consistency, not perfection. All right. Now, if you see here, it says want the full system, grab a copy of Core 90, the 90-day framework for getting fit. Okay, so anyway, okay, did you guys see what I just did there? All right, I just literally showed you that feeds into a bigger project that I've created and put out called Core 90. Okay, which is a fitness program we put together that's based off of Navy SEALs calisthenic training and also endurance walks. Okay. But that particular idea of leveraging parks and doing it, I was just sitting up one day and I said, okay, I want to create some content of value, put out here on Facebook, what I want to talk about. And I can't remember if I was working on Core 90 or something, but I said, okay, here's an angle that we haven't talked about in Core 90 that would feed into Core 90. But now that particular framework that I put, that's what we call a micro framework. I can sit down with my team and we can build out a micro guide just around that concept and strategy we talked about there, leveraging parks. And we can go a little bit deeper, put that guide together. And then if we wanted to, we can add that to Core 90 and enhance the value on that. Or we can offer that particular guide as a standalone. We don't have to charge a lot. Let's say we charge $10 for that micro framework. All right. But right then and there, I went from ideal to launching a product. That's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. Is it the size that I want? No, it's not the size that I want to launch it is, but it's the size that I can launch it at now. I might want it to be a 50-page report, but I'm going to launch it as a micro framework, a 10-page report or a 5-page report. I might want to sell it for 50, 75, or $100, but we're going to sell it for 10. All right. And we can rest assured that anybody who engages with the content that we got in this report are going to see some type of improvement because they're not doing anything yet. All right. We're going to make a nice cover. We're going to make some sales copy for it. And then we're going to launch this thing. And we're going to launch it immediately. And that's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You come up with an idea and you say, okay, well, look, ideally, I want to do this, but I can't do that. So I'm going to do this right here. This allows me to get the ideal out of my mind, create some visuals, some logos, things like that, sales copy, all that kind of stuff, and then put it out there to the world and sell it. Validate my idea, minimum viable product. And this is the crazy thing, guys, and I'm going to go ahead and get off here today. I believe that there are so many people out there that, and a lot of you can probably hear my handsome voice, man. A lot of you out there who have ideas. You got things that you want to do. All right. You've been walking around with these ideals for products, services, businesses, or ways of doing things. And you just haven't done it because you have a very flabby launch muscle, action muscle. And so what I'm going to challenge you guys to do is I'm going to challenge you to stop thinking, stop overthinking things, stop playing it too safe, stop wanting to be perfect and making an excuse for not taking action because you're scared to take action. Stop being scared of what your family's going to think. Stop being scared what your neighbors are going to think, and get out there and take action. I was talking to my brother a while back, and we were talking about a task list. We're not going to call it to-do list, a task list. And I was explaining to him the concept of what that list is for. It's to move you to take action. You should never have it big. I never put over 7 items on my task list. But you should look at that list and say, okay, let me get this list done today, but let me do that hard thing. Let me get that hard thing. Let me move that big rock today. And let me just do it. Okay. That's my commitment to myself, that I'm gonna get it done today. Now, if I get it done in a manner that I've envisioned, that's good. But if I get it done in a manner I don't envision, that's good too. Because today I'm all about action. I'm all about motion. And guys, the more motion you create in your life, the more action you create in your life, the more gaps and distances that you reduce from ideal to putting something out there in the world, the better you're going to be. All right. You're going to start developing that action muscle. And the thing that I'm going to challenge you today is to get out there and launch something, man. Just launch something. You've been wanting to do a podcast, man, go record something and put it out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. You've been wanting to put a book out there. You might not be able to put a book out there, but can't you launch a short story? Can't you launch a Facebook post talking about something? You got an idea for a clothing line. That's good. Okay, let's give you the clap. You got an idea for a clothing line. All right, but don't overthink it. Go out there, take your Cricut, go get you a Cricut, and go down to your local screen print shop and say, look, I'm going to come in here with one shirt. How much are you going to charge me to make this one shirt? I don't care if it's $40 or $50. You go over to Etsy or over to Fiverr, hire you a designer, pay them $10, $15, $20 to make you a design for your shirt. You send that design to the print company and say, look, make me one. And I used to do this, guys, make me one so I could put on. Then I'll take and put that on. That's my visual. That day, I launched something. Because I took an idea for a clothing line and a design. I took it out of my head, went and put it into production, and bam, it's ready. And now guess what I do with that thing? I take pictures of it, put it on Facebook. Hey, guys, I'm looking to launch a clothing line. And this is kind of what I'm thinking about design. Now, remember, guys, I'm just formulating this idea, so don't be too hard on me. We're going to get better as we go. But if I was to put something like this out there, would you guys be interested? And you start. Then when you say, okay, look, I'm going to come out with a line, you don't get complicated. Just come out with the name. Like back in the day, I was working on a clothing line, Farelli. All right, Fareli. And so what I did was I went in, found me somebody who was doing clothing. I got me a couple of velour jerseys made. I got a Ferrelli hat made. And then I got a few Ferrelli t-shirts. And I'm going to show you guys so you guys can see what this looked like. Because I got an old picture that I had pulled up of me rocking one of my Ferrelli t-shirts. So you guys can see that I'm not just talking. And this is way back, guys. So this is like that younger version of me, man. I'm going to pull it up. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Got to go through my pictures. Got to go through my pictures and find out where it's at. Because I just saw it. So it's either on my phone. And see, guys, you see how we just do it straight from the hip on this rip? We don't plan it all out, man. We just get in here and we take imperfect action. And I'm going to try to find this picture so you guys can see what, okay, I see them pictures there, so it should be close. And that might have been the pictures there. I know I got them on one of these computers. I either got it on my phone or I got it on my computer. And I'm not real sure. I want to show you guys, man. And it wouldn't be that I can't show you because I'm not willing to show you. It would be I can't show you because I can't figure out where I got it at. All right, so I'm not seeing it here. I'm kind of trying to look at the pictures and see what I was doing around the time that I was pulling these pictures. Yeah. So it's not on here. So give me one more minute, guys. Let me go look and see if I got it on here. Man, I want to show you guys. Well, I won't be able to show you guys because I don't got time to look through this computer. But maybe on one of my future episodes, I'll show you guys the Ferrelli. I was going to try to make it happen for you guys, man. That's what I do. All right, but anyway, I just went out and got the t-shirts made, man. Started wearing them. And you know the craziest thing? People like, man, I've seen that before. I heard of that brand before. That's you. You don't know it? And man, all I had was 2 velour jerseys. I think I had some shorts and about 3 to 4 different t-shirts and a hat. And I was a clothing label on it. This is way back in the day, guys. This is back like in early 2000s, man. This is back in early 2000s. Now, that's what these YNs do, man. And I watch these dudes blow up. They'll go out and they'll get like they'll get like what we call concepts done. And they'll start posting that on their social media, man. People start thumbing and engaging. Man, them guys go to production. And they build companies doing that. And so what about you old geezers? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. We all owe. I'm 54. All right, what's your excuse, man? You got the credit, you got the money, you got the resource, you got the know-how. But you don't have the courage. And I'm going to challenge you guys. Get out there and launch something today. Orville J. Parker, a.k.a. Coach. I'll catch you guys on the next video. God bless.